Hi, everybody. It's Anna. Time for our final card in this week's tarot story. We close with our third major arcana card for the week, and it is the Empress. So the Empress is the number 3 card of the major arcana, and as I always say, I connect the 3 to momentum. It's that place in our lives where energy is building because we are investing ourselves into that energy. It's where potential energy becomes kinetic energy, and kinetic energy has its own charge. So as kinetic energy moves in the world, it grows exponentially in its power and in its effect and its impact. So all week we've had the challenge of momentum showing up for us, where we're being called into these powerful cards. We got the Sun card and the Fool, both powerful major arcana cards, both of them reversed, as though, we've got this amazing possibility, but we're getting a little stuck here and there. And we've had some cards to support us in getting moving. That was the Seven of Cups, and we have the Knight of Wands. So if you haven't watched this week, you might want to go back and check those out. Those were all really helpful action steps. How do we get moving again? Well, today's card feels like it is even a more powerful encouragement on what it means to be in flow. So this, the Empress is, I think, Mother Earth energy. She is the birthing energy of the major arcana, the place where something that was underground suddenly erupts and is manifest in an independent physical way on the planet. So she is the place where things come into their own place of being. And the image, she's surrounded by all the evidence of her fertility. She's got the trees and the water, and she's covered in pomegranates, and she's got wheat around her, and she's got a crown of stars. So she is these are all the things she has brought into their own independent creation because she birthed it there. So she's enjoying it, she's surrounded by it, she's producing it, and she is totally relaxed. She is relaxing, kind of lounging on this chase chair. And I think that's always very important to me, that she's relaxing, because I feel like that is the image of creative flow. The idea of being deeply, deeply engaged, deeply, deeply present, but also effortless in the movement. It flows easily. She's a vessel, an open vessel with no resistance to what's happening. So it's just everything flows so beautifully out of her. And she's enjoying the process. She's enjoying seeing what comes out of her, because it is a mystery. When you're in creative flow, you don't actually know what you're creating. So part of it is being up for the adventure, up for the surprise of what comes out, and recognizing whatever comes out, there is something beautiful and genius about it. Even if it totally throws you, you didn't expect it at all, that's okay. There's a faith to the truth of the process. So when we are in creative flow like that, it is effortless and it's fun and it's an adventure. But we have encountered this week a lot of challenges to that, challenges to momentum, challenges to flow. And we've tried to identify like that. Whenever our flow gets interrupted, it is usually the mind responding to something. The mind is worried about something. Either it's anticipating danger, it's seeing danger, or it's experiencing danger. And that happens if there is a wound within ourselves that is yelling at us. Like there's something troubling the mind, and it's an actual problem within ourselves. So if we have a wound or a stuck place we haven't cleared, that could be yelling at us. So the mind is interrupting, not because it's just being a jerk, but because it is identifying a problem. And so that's when creative flow gets painful. And people who are artists or any kind of creator at all can probably attest to that. That you get in flow, you get excited, but you keep getting stuck, or you get really frustrated, you get distracted by something, and that's because the mind is trying to cut off the flow. Because again, you're dealing with mystery and the unknown, and a mind that's not feeling secure is really nervous about the unknown. It wants to know what's coming. If you don't know what's coming, it can't prepare and guard against it. So consider today getting into your own creative flow and observing what happens. Now, sometimes we have a past experience of creative flow getting stuck, and so we assume it's always going to be like that. So can open up to the possibility that you have cleared whatever was in the way, and your creative flow might feel very strong and relaxed. That's always it's always new things possible. So don't just write the story like, if I sit down to write or paint or to sing or to garden, whatever I'm doing, if I sit down to do that, I'm going to get interrupted. Consider that you might not. Consider you might be able to embody this Empress flow really powerfully, especially if you've been doing the work this week and you've cleared out some stuff, right? But if you're in flow and you discover you hit bumps, you hit struggle, try not to get frustrated. Instead, try to investigate. Why did the mind show up then? What is the mind doing? What's it afraid of? You want to do this very lovingly and gently, because the mind has a problem. It's not just causing problems for no reason. It has a problem. And the way to solve the problem is addressing it, not avoiding it, not yelling at it, not pulling away from it, right? And again, as I mentioned earlier this week, you might need to have somebody help you do the work, because a lot of times we feel a little overwhelmed or a little intimidated by our minds. And so we might need some support in like addressing it head on. What's the problem? What's happening? The truth is any block can be cleared. Any block can be cleared. Any block to your creative flow can be cleared, and it's designed to be cleared because you are a vessel of divine power and it's supposed to flow. But part of the journey to getting there is the work, right? Part of the work is getting there. So consider if you need support, if you or just consider trying it and seeing if maybe it's already cleared for you. It's always a journey and it's always an adventure. So be open to it and try to be lighthearted about it. It's okay if you get stuck. You won't have to stay stuck. It's not going to be your whole life. It's just going to be right now. And if you can address it with love and gentleness, it will clear a lot faster. That's this week's tarot story. See you next time.